You're somewhere at the intermediate level, but you're still unable to produce the language and maintain a sustainable conversation with natives. It's not a secret anymore that the most efficient way to improve your speaking skills is to immerse yourself into the language and listen to the natives. Therefore, for all of you that want to start speaking French fluently, I present top 10 French channels that will take you all the way to that goal. I have to say immediately that the list of top 10 French channels is not related to the number of the subscribers for each of these channels, but to the value that these channels sincerely provide to the language learning community. Hence, in this video, I share the list with the explanations why I believe they will boost your French and what might be their disadvantages as well. Thus, stay tuned. Place number 10 is dedicated to the channel called Français Authentique. So this is the excellent starting point for anyone who wants to learn French, because the creator of this channel, that is called Johan, he speaks really slowly, he has like a super pure accent, and it is very easy to understand this content even for beginners. It is one of the most popular channels indeed currently. The main topics on this channel is language learning, motivation for learning as well, and it has a lot of content that is dedicated to French grammar, which I don't really find really interesting, so this is one of the biggest reasons why I stopped watching this channel. But as I said, I highly recommend this channel to those who want to boost their French and are somewhere between beginner and intermediate level. Place number 9 is reserved for the channel called Inner French. This guy is called Hugo and he lives and works in Poland and is originally from France. He has a lot of comprehensible input on his YouTube channel as well, and a lot of interesting stories about French language, culture, France itself, and I sincerely learned a lot of useful things about France simply by watching his YouTube videos. What's interesting about Hugo is that he has a podcast as well, which is called Inner French as well, and I used to download all these audios in order to listen to them while I'm commuting or when I'm exercising, and I highly recommend this channel because he has very interesting videos about France in general. Number 8 is reserved for the channel called Piece of French. This channel is governed by the professor of French that is called Elsa, and she was born and raised in France, and she's currently living in Israel. She makes a lot of useful videos where she teaches the phrases, talk about everyday topics, and it's really super interesting channel with a lot of comprehensible input. Indeed, the core idea of the channel is to actually listen to French that is actually spoken by real people and French persons such as Elsa. So you can in this way gain a lot of vocabulary, master new idioms in their context while improving the comprehension and pronunciation skills. She has a lot of explanations of new vocabulary throughout her videos, and I highly recommend this channel if you're somewhere at the upper intermediate level with your French, cause you will boost your speaking skills very fast. Place number 7 is reserved for the channel called Le Monde. As you might know, this is one of the most popular newspapers in France, and channel is all about novelties within all parts of the world with a lot of really super short videos. And I always thought that newspapers are one of the best ways to immerse yourself in a foreign culture. That's why I highly recommend this channel, because it's super interesting, it's super dynamic, and you will figure out novelties in the world by listening or reading in another language such as French. Therefore, I highly recommend you to watch this channel as well. What might have been a difficulty about this channel is a lot of videos are made in another languages, but they have captions below, in French, and at one point you will listen to another languages as well. So number 6 is reserved for the channel called French Mornings with Elisa, that I find really super interesting, and what I love about this channel is a bunch of shorts. She has a super interesting accent, and what is really cool about this channel is a part called French in 3 minutes, as you might see, where she simply explains some interesting French concepts. I really recommend this channel because you can find a bunch of useful videos where she explains those sorts of finesse that will really boost your French and make your French sound more natural. So the place number 5 is reserved for easy French. You have probably already heard for these language learning channels that start with the word easy, and as you might see, one of them is Easy French, which is really interesting and is mostly based on making street interviews with natives. So I really love dynamics about this channel. It's very fast, it's about conversations in the natural pace, great stories, which is super important for learning a foreign language. Therefore, you'll be able to listen to the conversation with natives and find out some interesting things about French people and their perspective on different topics. I of course recommend this kind of channel for people that are more advanced or somewhere in between intermediate or advanced level, because it will be very difficult to understand conversations in French at this pace. Number 4 is reserved for Français avec Nelly. It is all about this absolutely adorable girl, and she's a certified French teacher and helps students learning French at all levels from beginner to advanced level. She has just reached 100k subscribers, but I'm totally amazed by her character and enthusiasm for teaching French. What's most important thing is that she talks about things such as slang on her YouTube channel that I find really useful for those who want to master French, and immerse into the culture. Therefore, follow this amazing lady. So number 3 on this list is reserved for the guy and channel called Idriss Aberkan. Idriss Aberkan, I heard this name first time when I saw the book called Libérez votre cerveau. He's an amazing person who has achieved 3 PhD titles before he was 30, and he did that only in order to prove that this is possible. And at his channel, which is super interesting, you can find a bunch of topical things from everyday politics to researches on brain and things like that. So I highly recommend this YouTube channel. The only issue with this channel that his videos, having in mind the topics that are super interesting, are a bit longer, and maybe for persons that are at the intermediate level, the pace of his speaking can be a challenge because he speaks really super fast French, and I highly recommend this content because it is compelling, which is very important for the language acquisition process. The place number 2 is reserved for the channel called Les Secrets des Histoires. This is a channel that is, for me at least, most interesting channel on YouTube in French, and the only reason that I reserved place number 2 for this channel is because content has advertisements every 7 minutes, which I find really distracting. This channel is all about history of many countries in the world. The narrator is called Stéphane Bern. He's a Frenchman who makes great stories around this channel, and he has this natural talent for storytelling, which I find really amazing, and I really enjoy this channel and I highly recommend it to everyone. What I must say about this channel, it is something that I highly recommend only to the advanced learners in French, because guys who are at intermediate level would probably not understand many things, and what is one more disadvantage for the intermediate level students is the fact that most of the videos don't have captions. Place number 1 is reserved for the French channel that is called Y'a que la vérité qui compte. That is the most amazing channel that I have ever seen in French, and it is all about French TV show in which one person invites another person and wants to to tell her or him a story, and the point of the show is that the invitee is supposed to choose whether she or he will accept the invitation and see the another person after he or she hears the truth. The most important moment in this TV show is the moment when the audience is expecting the answer of the invitee, which decides whether he or she will accept the invitation and see the person that is behind the curtain during the TV show. So the biggest advantage of this channel is that it's super interesting, and you can listen to the natives and even listen to the jokes, storytelling, things like that, but it is very difficult to understand if you are at the beginner level, and I highly recommend this channel to those who are at the upper intermediate level or even at the advanced level in French. And what might have been one more disadvantage, that there are only these like automatic captions on the videos. And guys, every like and comment of the video really helps this channel grow, so if you enjoyed, please consider doing so or subscribing to the channel and providing support in that way. So thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.